Welcome to the Fox's Den. I'm Roxanne, and I would like to share a kindness story with you. So, I'm a teacher, and I have a wonderful story to tell you about a student named Stephanie. And you know me, I'm emotional, so I would love for Stephanie to be sitting on this couch with me, but I would be like a blubbering mess. So I'm going to try to do it this way, and then I am going to introduce you to Stephanie. All right, have a seat. Welcome to the Fox's Den. This is my guest, Stephanie. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. So we met when you were my student in 5th grade, and we looped 5th to 6th, right?
Yes.
So that means I had her for 2 years. And by the time it was the 2nd year of having Stephanie, it's like we've shared many meals together. I was invited to her birthday parties. We did a lot of things inside school together and also outside. You really get to know the children. And during the 2nd year, my mother became very ill, actually terminally ill. We always say how teachers touch the lives of children or their students, but so many times the students touch our lives. And we were coming towards the end of my mother's life and the end of the actual school year and the end of my graduate class. And we had to do this big giant project that involved a computer system, or program rather, that I was not familiar with. I am not the most technical, I'm way better now, but then I was not. And Stephanie was a whiz and a genius. She was my go-to person. She'd do it for me all the time in the class. And I remember saying to my mother, Mom, she knew about it. She asked, how's that project going? I said, I'm just gonna blow it off, Mom. You're much more important. She's like, oh no, I don't want to hear that. But we didn't argue because we didn't have time for that. Time was precious. Stephanie heard about it, and she said to me, Miss DeRenzis, you always tell us to do our best and to never give up. Please don't give up. My dad said I could stay after school, and I will help you put your presentation together. And when I heard those words, I was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, what kind of a role model am I being when I'm just giving up so easily? So we stayed after school, and it did not take long. It only took, I think, 2 nights. I finished the presentation the day of that I had to give it. And I had to run over there. I gave my presentation, and I did really well. They gave us our grades early. I mean, like within days, which was very important to me because my mother was dying. I was able to tell her that I finished the class, and I remember her laying there. She didn't have a lot of energy, and she smiled and she said, oh, I'm so proud of you. And I said, listen, I did all of the research and all of the work, but it was Stephanie who put it together for me. And I'll never forget that. It's years later, and I'll never forget it. Children touch the lives of their teachers all of the time. It's one of the reasons why I continue to teach. I don't have to be a teacher. I have other degrees. I could do other things. And there are some days that I'm exhausted, and I say to myself, oh my goodness, this has been a day from you-know-where, hell. And then I remember things like this years later. I do have a wonderful story about her and her perseverance and how her life has turned out, because she is now a young adult, and she has graduated from nursing school, and she is a single mom, and she worked and went to nursing school. She's amazing, amazing student, amazing mom, a wonderful person. And these are the kinds of stories that show you that there are these, you walk in the grocery store, you have no idea who you're standing next to. You have no idea what that person's story's like. And I bet you if you struck up a conversation, which I'm not saying you have to, but if you did, you would find out. There they are, ordinary, doing something extraordinary. Anyway, that's my story. Thank you for listening. If you have a wonderful story to share, it could be something simple as this. You could contact us at www.fromthefoxesden.com.
Don't forget to stay tuned for Stephanie's story.